Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They so slick.
They are slick.
Oh, they slick. Y'all just don't have an idea. You know, I know a lot of public doesn't care about people in prison, but that's why they keep having a lot of these problems out there, because nobody's trying to correct that. So when people get out of here, they angry. They're very mad. Mm-hmm. And you should see it down here. It just, I mean, you understand you're in prison. It's not a hotel or a resort, but the stuff they do, you don't have to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're still human.
Well, I mean, we be without heat for years, over a year. I mean, cool, freezing, no heat. Now we got too much got done. Heat is just a bunch of crap. Stuff that you should do, they don't do. As soon as they took the hands off of the federal judge, took the hands off of it, they went back to primitive days. You know, you can do your job, keep people here and all that, that's cool. But that above and beyond stuff is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And public don't care. You know, that's not new until it hit home. And then they like, oh, Lord. Yeah, that recidivism rate is terrible. But,
Yeah.
1 sec for your question.
all
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
right. Yeah, question for somebody.
Yep, I'm going to ask you some more questions.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask you a couple that are just kind of point blank, and it's because, you know, we already know your answer based on everything you've already said, but I want to ask the questions.
Sure.
You know, you're on death row right now for the rape and murder of 3 women.
Right.
And you're known as the Columbus Stocking Strangler.
That's some folks.
Did you rape those women?
Absolutely not.
Did you kill those women?
Absolutely not.
Did you have any knowledge or anything to do with their murders?
Absolutely not. This is a story that they told. Again, not recorded, not signed, not initialed by anybody, which the right should go off. There's been many cases reversed on that where they didn't have that.
What are your thoughts on the witness who was not able to identify you until 7 years later?
You mean is the woman?
Mm-hmm.
It was 2.
Which one?
It was 2. You mean you talking about Laufenberg and Nelson? Sue Nelson and some Laufenberg.
The one who told police initially that she couldn't identify you because it was dark in the room, and then 7 years later was the one.
Oh, you mean Miller?
Yeah, who testified.
What I feel about that is sorrow. My wife and I have talked about this long before you guys come on the scene, and I've often told lawyers and everybody, that is, you want to talk about an injustice to the way Bill Smith and those people down there, those demons did that woman. They made that woman lie, because if you look at, I just finished hypnosis interview. She had 2. She given, as you know, many different reports, including many different composites that non-match me and all of that stuff. And you won't see anything about her being choked or anything about anything, hand around her throat or any stocking until you read this report where Bill Smith, Ricky Bora, and Doug Pullin went to that woman's house later years. That's when she changed her story. Again, don't listen to Carlton Gary. Let's get the proof of it. I have a record. They have a record of the hypnotism thing. Jack Martin, all of them have a record. They clearly asked her repeatedly, did anything else happen? No. Was it any other kind of sex? No. Got in court, she tried to change this to anal sex, but we put the doctor's statement said there was none of that. And then they said, that's when she changed her story and went to them, and she said, yeah, he tried to put the stocking around my throat. But look at the reports and see, and that's exactly what they said. As everything else I'm off, and I don't ask anybody to believe me at all. I'm just amazed that people hadn't gotten these documents. I know you guys say y'all tried to get some of these documents, but we have a lot of them, and they say exactly what I'm telling you. She given many different statements. The room was dark. The person went from the top of the lamp, which they measured that, That meant that person was been about 5'4", 5'6". She went from complexion to she could not identify the person, and then she could. And if you read the hypnotist stuff, she was talking about, I charted how many times she said this. He was a nice-looking guy. Here you are, being beat and raped, and you're repeating about how nice-looking the rapist on you. Now, what did that sound like? But I was so upset because they did that poor woman wrong. Yeah. That woman did not know what was going on. She did not have a clue as to what happened. And when you saw me on TV surrounded by, again, all of these Caucasian police, because they got rid of all of the African Americans, so I'm surrounded by them, and they identified me, as you just said, as the so-called Stocking Strangler. She's still waiting 27 more days before she reported this. Then the story was that she said immediately, but it was 27 days later, so in the report it was asked the question, well, why did you not go? She said, well, I thought that somebody from their department would contact me. Now, who is it that see that person on TV? That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to scream bloody murder. Somebody, you're going to call the police. That's him.
Right.
And so, and when you ask Bill Smith about that identification, when you ask him about Laufenberg identification later, when you ask him about Sue Nelson so-called identification years later, you first saw me, you was frightened. You were so afraid, me and another guy, allegedly. You told the person you was with, you were so afraid. You did not call the police. You went home. You allegedly saw this person a little while later in the vicinity. You were still afraid. You did not call the police. Laufenberg, you changed your story. Everything about that. In a few seconds, your story changed. You glimpsed this person. And it's no secret about, I mean, it's a cliche a lot of people use, all black people look alike, but court cases clearly say, U.S. Supreme Court on down clearly say, that's one of the most wrong forms of identification. Not only eyewitness identification in the Georgia Supreme Court in several cases up there, but also U.S. Supreme Court within a little bit of time. But here it is, you're talking about almost 8 years later in a cross-race identification.
Do you feel like Miss Miller was kind of the police's Hail Mary since the DNA and everything was kind of falling apart for them?
Absolutely, no doubt. The story changed. If you get the filings, you see their story changed. When they saw this thing was going the other way, the story changed to say, well, if he didn't do it, he was present. Why did you change that story? It also changed from if he's guilty of one, he's guilty of all. Well, if he's not guilty of one, does that mean he's not guilty of all? Well, why doesn't it work both ways? Of course they did that to that lady. That's the worst thing that could have happened. They just abused that woman, and then she would be locked up for that, honestly. And I'm not just telling you that. You might say that's my wife, but she's not just going to agree with anything. I promise you that. And I told lawyers that as well, and other people. That's what bothered me the most, because they just used that poor woman.
Yeah.
That woman didn't know what she was talking about. But you get the reports, which I have, this should have been earlier, and you could have had the report yourself. You would have saw that, so okay, here it is. These officers talked to her. She didn't say anything about nobody trying to choke her. Nothing. Oh, but here when the DA go, when the assistant DA go, when one of the detectives that arrested him go, the story changes. Wow. And let's not forget, these black women that was raped and beat before her, when Miller and these people, the Don Miller and the other police went, I got a paper here. It's got this lady, Arena Walker, is her name, one of the black females that got raped a few days before Miss Miller. You're talking maybe 8-9 days before Miss Miller. And before that, Deborah Talbot Houston, another black female, got raped, and 2 more. In court, we asked for those records. Of course, Father Will, being the racist he is and belonging to the same club as Bill Smith and all of them, when they objected, of course, he going with them. It got so bad in the courtroom, if you look at the record, I had the whole courtroom laughing, because when the lawyer Bud and them would put on something to ask a question, I would simply say, denied. and bust out laughing. Because that's how ridiculous it was that he was denying us all this stuff when the court cases clearly say I had a right to funds, I had a right to these experts, and this fool gonna say, well, yeah, you got a right to it, but we're not gonna pay for it. Well, you know I'm poor.
I want to ask you, because you've said more than once you're not pulling the race card in this,
Absolutely not.
But I do want you to take me back to what Columbus was like in the 1970s and 80s, around the times, you know, that these women were getting killed, and then when you were getting arrested for it.
Well, I mean, you know, I didn't get back to Columbus till late 70s, but no further than, you know, when I was a child, my wife and I, we were insulated from that. We had our own neighborhoods. We had our own cleaners. We had our own grocery stores. We had our own schools. So we didn't have any of that. That stuff didn't affect me at all, although people had spread stories about that, but we weren't affected by that. We had our own everything, and we were content. It's just when the white people came in the neighborhood, if you walked, they were sicking dogs on people. This is a known fact. You know, so it is not a race card. It's just a fact. How would it be a race card when every one of these people belong to the Big Eddie Club?
Right.
Several of them belong to the country club. They just started putting black people in there when they got exposed. You want to call Calvin Smiley or somebody to have them to join. It's people down there, affluent black people, didn't even know them people existed. So when I got in the 70s, it was not a problem with me because, you know, I carried my own. And I wasn't mingling with these people. I was on television. You know, I was modeling. I was selling clothes. I was doing these things. So it wasn't a problem with me. I never had a problem with white folks. I had male and female white friends. The police went behind my back to talk to every female almost that I was associated with to see if I was gay, to see what kind of kinky sexual habits I had. Lo and behold, nobody, they couldn't come up with anything. So that story changed. Then we looked at the age range of the females that I was with. That doesn't fit that. I fit none of the profile, and according to the so-called experts, serial killers kill within their race. I'm a long way from Caucasian, I think.
What?
But so I was not affected in the 80s. You know, I was there for a minute, but even back in the day, it didn't bother us because it didn't matter what color you were. If you got out of line, disrespected our people or whatever, then we took care of that. Simple as that.
Right.
Yeah. No, it didn't affect me.
What is the maybe one thing that you want people to know about you, to take away from this conversation, if nothing else? What do you want people to know about Carlton Gary?
Well, you know, the only thing I want anybody to know about Carlton Gary is the truth. And Jack Martin once said it in the paper. You know, he said it to a million people before. You know, anybody can be skeptical. So, well, you talk to this guy. Talk to him. Look at him. See what you come away with. Is he fronting? Is he faking? What you're going to find is that I don't do that. Even with my wife, she'll tell you this. She may not like some of the things. My daughters, they may not like that. But I'm going to tell it to you straight. Like it or not. And that's the one thing that nobody can, even people here, same way. And a lot of conversation I start with these people say, you may not like this because I'm telling you the truth, but I'm just going to tell it to you. Just like a few minutes ago when I paused on this phone. I had to square off on these fools out here. So, you know, I'm talking about this stuff with my life, man. You think I got time to be probably dealing with y'all lunatics?
Right.
So I just deal straight with that. So the only thing I want them to know is you got me wrong. The lies and stuff that they were talking about, I don't do that. I don't do. You're not gonna find anybody that say that. If I ran into, even to the female, there's not a female I run into that I'm gonna say I didn't tell her. I said, listen, we're not exclusive. If we were, then I wouldn't have these other females. So are you able to deal with this or whatever? My wife already know about all this stuff. So I said, but are you okay? I can handle it. So later, if we decide to have sex or anything, and you find out about another woman, why are you gonna get angry? I told you this from the beginning.
Right.
When I met women and people in the street, male and female, if we was gonna have any kind of relationship, I would let them know, look, I got a record. I've been arrested before. But in all of the robberies that they attribute to me, with all of this power in my hand, which Bud brought out. Why didn't I hurt somebody? Did I kidnap a woman? Did I rape a woman? Let's look at these cases that happen today, which actually, and my wife family, we've talked about this many times, and it may sound so odd to you, but it's insult me when I see these cats today. They run out there and shoot these people, kill them, 50 cent, nothing. Shoot them because they looked at them wrong. You know, you heard the adage of honor among thieves, but I just never like that. Never did. So that's the only thing I want to know, like, what's the truth of this guy? What is it? It's just straight. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are going to talk. It doesn't matter how good you are to people. They're going to talk about it in here or out there.
Right.
It doesn't matter how a lot of people might be good to you. Some people are going to appreciate it. Some people are not going to appreciate it. In here and outside. So it's the person. But the one thing I tell people, I tell them this, look, you got me wrong, like medication, whatever. Let me see you out there. I don't play no games. You better ask somebody about me. I don't do that. I don't play no games at all. I'm just straight up.
I mean, you've never denied being a
Absolutely
criminal.
not.
You
Absolutely
just,
not.
yeah.
No, and still don't. I don't apologize to nobody for any of that. They wrote me up one time as a modern day Robin Hood, and I said, well, call it what you want. But you're not giving these people what they should have. Why is the so-called United States of America, why we got all these poor people suffering like this? Why we got people going through stuff and babies and stuff they ain't being fed? Why we going through this? Boy, you guys, y'all vote in $100,000 raise for you, but you want to phase in 10 cents for poor people over 25,000 years. You want to give them 10 cents, but you want to get $100,000 raise right now for you. You already got it. So what you worried about health care for? What kind of health care does your mama have? Your wife have? What kind of health care you got? What about these poor people? So why should you care? They put you in office, you don't care what you care about. So no, I never apologize for any of my robberies. Any of that stuff I did, never ever did it because I didn't do anything. It's wrong to rob. Don't misunderstand that.
Right.
And I tell my wife all the time, I never took no glory of it. I didn't strut. You know, it wasn't a big deal, anything like that. It was wrong, absolutely. But people never talk about, well, look, how many jobs did this guy have? You hadn't asked it, nobody else asked that. So wait a minute, did he ever have any legitimate jobs? All we know about is crime. That's all we want to talk about is crime. Well, what about the jobs there? Oh, he worked in the bank. He worked in the hospital. He worked here, he worked there. He went to school. He did, oh, well, those kind of stories don't sell. They don't tell well. You got to have that sensationalism. And that's just a known fact. So no, I did my robberies. I did those things. They were done. But I had stopped those activities before this.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I wanted to ask you a few questions pertaining to tomorrow. If things don't turn out the way that you're hoping and the execution does happen, what are your feelings about that?
I have no feelings about that.
Hold on one sec.
Hang on.
You got to hit maybe end on that other call or something.
It might end that call.
Yeah, it might end that
Oh,
one.
no, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Okay.
You're on speaker now. Hold
So
on.
you need to
Okay,
Okay.
All right,
here
you're
we
back.
go.
You're
There
back.
you
Sorry, we lost you on speaker for a second. So I was asking, what are your thoughts on that?
I have no thoughts on that because, you know, I trust in God Almighty. You know, I have no thoughts that I understand how these courts work and all that stuff, but we've gone through this before and we don't think along those lines. You know, I understand the realism that's going on, but I also understand that according to the good book that tells me that was Hebrew boys thrown into the fire, but they come out. I've heard about seas that's been parted. I've heard about water being turned into wine. I've heard about thousands of people being fed with just a few drops of stuff out of the sky. I've heard about these things. And I've had a God that's brought me all over, Okay.
What's that?
I got a call from Michael. Y'all want to let me get this call and I'll call y'all back? Oh, y'all got to go or what?
I think I just have maybe one more question. Do you have
Go ahead.
time for that?
Okay.
How are you going to spend tomorrow?
I spend every day, you know, thanking God first thing in the morning, you know, and thinking about my wife and just waiting for them to say, well, okay, you can go back.
Wow. How are you holding it together?
What do you mean, how?
No, but just like we're talking, I don't want to state the obvious, but
Right.
this is hours from a scheduled execution. How are you holding it together?
Well, I mean, we've gone through this before, and we've gone through court things where we didn't know who's gonna represent me, what we was gonna do, and on the ride down, God said, "Don't worry about that. Peace be still. I got you. Take no heed for what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna say, because I got you there." And just like this, I just prepare for it. I read it. I know what's facing on it, but I do not let it bother me. Because I trust in God. I take it to Him in prayer. So I stay prayed up. My wife stayed prayed up. And that's a great one. I'm telling you this. Although we've gone through, I've done some things that have not been cool. And, but she's still great. I promise you that. Quite unique. In almost 40 years, she's still right here with her husband. Because you know why? The same thing I just told you. She trusts in that same God. Mm-hmm. That God delivered that for her, irregardless of anything else, but I know in my work or whatever, and I actually draw for her faith. Even when she's down and feeling bad, she still got that same faith.
That's so sweet.
That's just the truth.
Do you wish she could be there with you?
Absolutely. I do too. Hello?
Yes.
Oh, we're here.
We're here.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah, I take this call from Michael.
Okay.
And, like I said, I could call y'all back, but if you straight on that, I just pray that y'all will get this out there in time and let these people know what's going on, and that you will consistently do this thing within. We only, like you said, we got a few hours, so the public needs to do this because there's strength out there like that.
Right. And you're gonna call me back later, correct?
Yes, dear.
Okay, dear.
Is there anything else that you want to say?
Not really. I just appreciate all the people that stand in and people that can see through all this stuff. I really appreciate the efforts now. Thank God for all the prayers,
All right. Well,
Okay.
if you get off your phone call within the next 10 or 15 minutes, feel free to give us a call back. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk to Deborah for a little bit. So we'll still be here. So feel free to call back.
Oh, I can do that.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Love you. You too.
All right, talk to you in a few.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.